The first time Evan noticed it, the gas gauge was already low. The highway sign had said he was 10 miles from the next station. He'd seen the same sign every week for 2 years. White letters, green background, clean edges, the kind of sign you don't question because it's been there longer than you have. The road was quiet that morning. No traffic in either direction. The asphalt looked newer than the surrounding roads, darker, almost soft, like it hadn't finished settling yet. His GPS voice went silent after confirming the route. Not frozen, just done talking. Evan drove on. At mile marker 112, the sign for the exit appeared again. Same number, same distance. 10 miles. He slowed down without realizing it. The radio lost reception, then came back with the same weather alert repeating. Clear skies, no advisories. It looped 3 times before cutting to static. When the fuel warning chimed, Evan pulled over onto the shoulder. There were no tire marks in the gravel. No trash, no beer bottles or blown out rubber. It felt unused, like a road that existed only when someone needed it. He called dispatch. The call rang once, then went to voicemail. He left a message, calm, professional, the way you do when you assume someone will call you back in 5 minutes. He drove again. The exit finally arrived, but it didn't look right. The ramp curved off into dirt, not construction dirt, just ground, flat and pale, stretching into scrubland. The sign still said gas, food, rest. Evan sat there with his blinker ticking, staring at the empty turnoff. His GPS refreshed and drew a neat blue line straight through the dirt, continuing onward as if pavement were optional. He took a photo. He sent it to dispatch by email. The message bounced back with an automated reply. Received. Ticket 44718. Do not reply to this message. He stayed on the highway. The road narrowed without warning. Lanes faded, then reappeared. The mile markers began repeating, the numbers slightly misaligned, like they'd been replaced by someone guessing. At marker 118, Evan passed the same dead mesquite tree he'd seen at 109. That was when he turned around. Except the turn took longer than it should have. The shoulder widened, then kept widening until the road behind him looked exactly like the road ahead. The GPS rotated smoothly, confident, and told him to continue straight. He stopped the truck and stepped out. The air was still. No wind, no insects. The heat pressed down evenly, without direction. When he looked at the road from outside the cab, it felt flatter than it should have, like a painted surface instead of poured asphalt. He pressed his boot against it. Solid, normal, enough. Back in the truck, his phone vibrated. Dispatch replied. Route verified. Proceed as assigned. He typed back that there was no exit, that the gas station wasn't there, that the road didn't loop correctly. The response came fast, automated, polite. Per records, Highway 727B is active. No closures reported. Case closed. The fuel gauge dipped below empty, but the engine kept running. Evan noticed that before the panic set in. The truck felt lighter, like it wasn't burning anything at all. He drove until the sky shifted color, not darker, just flatter, like a photo with the contrast pulled down. The next sign read, "Welcome to Hawkins County," though he had left Hawkins County an hour ago. He called 911. The operator answered after a long pause. Her voice was calm, rehearsed. She asked him to confirm his location. Evan read the mile marker. She repeated it back slower, like she was correcting a child. Then she said, "Yes, you're on the corridor." I asked what corridor. Another pause. Papers moving, keyboard clicks. "That route is not intended for civilian deviation," she said. "Remain in your vehicle." He asked how to get off the road. "We've documented this," she replied. "Please stand by." The call ended. As evening came, headlights appeared in the distance. Relief hit him so hard it made him dizzy. The lights passed without slowing. The driver didn't look over. The car made no sound. Evan followed, but the distance never closed. Hours later, his truck rolled into a maintenance gate that opened by itself. No guard, no booth, just a barcode scanner that flashed green as he passed. The road ended inside a wide concrete basin, like a drained reservoir. Dozens of signs leaned against the walls. Exit signs, county markers, gas symbols, all stacked, unused. A single office trailer sat at the edge, lights on, door locked. Inside, through the window, Evan saw binders on metal shelves, labels facing outward. Highway 27B, public use errors 1989 to 2004, 2005 to 2016, 2017 to present. A printer on the desk hummed to life. A page slid out and fell to the floor. The door unlocked. No one was inside. The paper was a memo, black text on white, boring font, dated 12 years ago. Subject: civilian recurrence. Body: route persists due to legacy mapping dependencies. Removal causes wider failures. Individual users may enter corridor unintentionally. Do not engage. Do not extract. Allow system to resolve. At the bottom, stamped in red, archived. Evan slept in the truck that night. In the morning, the basin was empty. The signs were gone. The gate was open. The highway behind him looked normal. Fresh lines, correct numbers. When he drove back into town, his delivery log showed no missing time. Dispatch marked the route completed. His email thread was gone. Weeks later, Evan tried to explain it to a clerk at the DMV when his address wouldn't validate. She typed, frowned, and said, "That road isn't real." Her screen showed a map with a clean gap where the highway should have been. She printed him a confirmation slip. Invalid route, no action required. On his drive home, Evan passed a green sign on the edge of town. New bolts, new paint. It read, Highway 727B, with an arrow pointing west. Below it, in smaller letters, 10 miles to gas.